lay me down? How do you know the floor? Why don't you lay me down and pat it soft and low? But won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know? Won't you lay down and pat it soft and low? Won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know? Won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know? Won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know? Won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know? Won't you make it so your daddy won't ever know?
Thank you. Welcome to the Balloon Festival.
I laughed it all through. I thought he was a bitter man when he spoke the women's way. They used to if they cheat on you before you even know. But love is blind and far too kind. Don't ever let it show. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, the can't such a pretty show. You steal your heart away. But backstage, back on earth again, in the dressing rooms of gray. But come on strong, before too long, I wanna make you feel a man. But love is blind and you're far too kind. You're just a boy again. Up and down. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When you want her lips, you get her cheek, makes you wonder where you are. You want some more, then she's fast asleep, leaves you twinkling with the star. Oh, young grandson, there's nothing I can say. You're gonna have to learn, just like me, and that's the hardest way. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, la la, ooh la la. La 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 la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la 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 la. I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was stronger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now.
Thank you so much. We're Billy Wylder coming up from Boston.
All right. Avi Wylder here with Billy Wylder,
I'm Fred Wylder.
related by the spirit of the band. And right now we're hanging out at the Queechee Balloon Festival. Beautiful day here in the Valley of Vermont. Yeah, so Billy Wylder, the kind of, I guess, the genesis of the band became more of a spirit and built into the culture of the band, and we wanted to have a name that embodied the spirit and
Sort of a persona that we all occupy at the same time, which we originally introduced ourselves, everybody in the band, as Billy Wylder, which I think
it's true.
is true.
But we
And we've been
we wanted to have our own identities too, so we've taken on our first names as well.
right. So when people come in and out of the project, they become Wilders by association, which happens often. We bring a lot of friends into the rotation and have a lot of special guests come through our shows all over New England.
We had an honorary Wylder in Tupelo Music Hall just a couple of weeks ago. We were playing with Bo Thayer, and he joined us during our set for a couple songs and became Bo Wylder. Got a brand new harmonica. 1, 2, 3, 4.
When I was just a young boy, my daddy told me, son, stand by the Bible and you'll never be alone. But I didn't take to schooling, daddy, all the nuns. I hitched across the country with my guitar and my thumbs. From New York to San Diego and all points in between, the gypsies and the gestures made for wild company. And the colors of the country showed a wealthy poverty. But I never took for granted what it meant to be free. Come on, roll with us. We will roll for a while. Take the magic bus, city lights and a country smile. Oh, America, you are good to the free. Come on, roll with us. We got the blue. Reagan on the high wire, he was sipping on some rum. Said the gold was gonna trickle down like a turkey on the run. I said, man, that shit is crazy. You take me for a fool. If the spreads the wealth will have good health and kids can go to school. But I never been one for uniforms, working for a man. I've been far and wide, my guitar sings all across the land. Broken on the street, love unseen. And I told the story, truth and touch, and we're singing it hand in hand. Come on to roll with us, we will roll for a while. Take the magic bus, city lights and a country smile. Oh, America, you are good to the free. Come on to roll with us, we got the good.
sing to them about what I've seen. The boxcar's once my home. Nothing is a pity if you take it to the soul. I said, hello, Angelina. Goodbye, Mary Lou. I think of you from time to time whenever I get the blues. I take back all the goodbyes. I'll see you on down the line. Singing tonight for Vermont, and you are on my mind. Come on the road with us. We'll roll for a while. Take the magic bus. City lights and a commercial smile. Oh, America, you are good to the free. Come on the road with us. We got the This song is a bit of a call and response. As we make it to the chorus, repeat after us. I'm walking down the line, walking down the line. Walking down the line, my feet be flying. Tell you about my troubled mind. I got a heavy-headed gal. Got a heavy-headed gal. I got a heavy-headed gal. She ain't feeling so well. She'll be better on a time will tell. I'm walking down the line. Walking down the line. Walking down the line, my feet will be fine. Tell you about my troubled mind. Money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. Money comes and goes, and it rolls and it flows, and it rolls and it flows, and it rolls through the pockets of my clothes. I'm walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line. I'm walking down the line, my feet will be fine. Tell you about my troubled mind. Morning light, see the morning light. Well, it's not because I'm an early riser, didn't get to sleep last night. I'm walking down the line, walking down the line. I'm walking down the line, my feet will be fine. Tell you about my troubled mind. Got them walking shoes. I got them walking shoes. I ain't gonna lose, 'cause I got them walking blues. Never stop walking down the line, walking down the line, walking down the line. I'm walking down the line, my feet will be fine. Tell you about my troubles. just you, I'm walking down the line. Walking down the line. I'm walking down the line, free to be flying. Let me tell you about my trouble. Tell you about my trouble. Let me tell you about my trouble.
I think we have, Avi and I have a lot of common ground in that we both love the kind of these sort of stalwarts of American folk and American songwriting, Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, John Prine, these figures that have just left such a huge, have made such a huge mark on our tradition as a musical nation, and have continued to inspire so many younger songwriters.
Yeah, it's a really wide range of influence for me. When I was in the womb, I was listening to Mozart on a tape player, and I think that, like, I don't know, it was a push into classical music, which I don't play any of. And then I had a lot of kind of civil rights folk music and Appalachian folk music growing up, but I think since then it really expanded the horizons of music, Balkan music and Middle Eastern music and different tonalities than Western culture, and especially rhythms of West Africa. I'm just all about trying to explore and find different ways of locking in times, signatures to kind of create this depth in the sound. And Ali Fakatore is a hero of mine, a Malian guitarist, and Bob Dylan is right up there with him, and a lot of just the people we play with is, I think, the people we meet who aren't famous are big inspirations. The Low Anthem, Dreams, Velvet Underground, etc.
Yeah, I've got a friend who's an ethnomusicologist and with a specialization in Zimbabwean folk music, and so we share a lot of those influences, I think, in breaking out of strictly American or kind of Western forms, which in some ways can be kind of limiting to your musical thinking. So I think the sounds and kind of presence of an instrument like the mbira and a lot of these rhythms have sort of been woven into a lot of what we do, and certainly a lot of obvious songwriting, a lot of the arrangements that we put together we try to pull these different traditions together into a more kind of strictly American background.
Yeah, and I think above all is the force of nature and love. I think those are the biggest inspirations. Yeah, I think can open your mind and your soul to new ground, just the camaraderie and brotherhood, and it's a good old time.
we have fun when we play, and we have fun when we travel to places like Vermont.
Yeah.
So this song kicks off our new album. We're pretty pumped up because we just put out our first record just a month ago and been living out the songs live, and it's been fun to kind of exercise the live muscles of these songs that we recorded in the studio. We hope you like it. This is called 100 Years. I take some water, but it won't hold. Stripped to the bone, but hot from the sun. Lying on my face, I was born to run. this band kind of grew out of a mission I was on in the Middle East. And I was working on a project with a group called Heartbeat to bring young Arab and Jewish musicians together to build mutual understanding and trust through doing something that we all love, playing together. It's kind of human nature to want to coexist in my own heart. And so while I was over there, I started writing a bunch of new songs and came back to the States about 2 years ago and wanted to bring them to life. And honored to be doing that with a lot of these guys right here. Give it up for them. And I got a kind of nerve-wracking email stirring me up from my mother, saying my grandfather had grown real sick and had a stroke and was not doing so well. And I was living in Jerusalem, and immediately I just took out my guitar and started writing a song about the places that I began to think of, thinking about my grandfather. And he's no longer with us, but he's in this song. He's in the spirit growing around, and we invite you guys to sing with us. We'll teach you the words, and I think we can bring back the people we're missing when we put our hearts together and our songs together. So the chorus goes like this. There is a road, and it's lined with lupins, and it takes me north up the coast of Maine, and it is here that your soul is singing. I can feel it in the wind. So as that comes around, join us on that. This goes out to Grandpa Dan, the Magic Man. Like a grandfather clock, you were steady as a rock. An honest man, you raised a family. And you've read every book and always understood. What matters is what you read between the lines. There is a road, and it's lined with lupins, it's lined with lupins. It takes me north, up the coast of Maine, and it is here, that your soul is singing. I can feel it in the wind. And you planted seeds far and wide, testaments of your life. We're carrying on, living our lives of service. And as each sun goes down, a new one comes along. It's the rhythm and the dance and the rhythm of our life song. It's lined with lupins, and it takes me north up the coast of Maine, and it is here that your soul is singing. I can feel it in the wind, and it is here your soul is singing. I can feel it in the wind. I can feel
growing the Wylder family kind of everywhere we go. And Fred was just in China this March, spreading the gospel. And where were you there?
I took a group of my students, I teach Chinese, we traveled through Western China, Yunnan, and down through, we spent some time in Beijing, Shanghai, and then I usually try to do some more kind of rural travels, so we covered a lot of territory in 2 weeks traveling around China.
Tomorrow, or actually not tomorrow, next week, this Wylder is going to head over to Istanbul and over to Israel and Palestine to play some concerts and work on a project called a hip opera, which involves, it's kind of a multicultural modern opera using hip hop as like the base for the narrative, and collaboration between Israelis, Palestinians, Germans, and Sudanese refugees. And kind of the Wylder nucleus is growing kind of all the time, and I feel like music will bring people together as much as we kind of embrace that idea, and that's a big part of who we are.
I think we're also just the range of influences that we all have. People ask the question before they've heard you, what kind of music do you play? And I think the goal is to not really have a clear answer, because at any given moment we try to occupy all these different.
This kind.
Right. I mean, there's sort of a unifying energy to everything that we do that doesn't find its roots in any particular style, but it's sort of, we're drawing off of this common ground between all musical styles and everything that we've experienced and studied and learned.
And I feel like every day more and more I feel like the osmosis and evolution of music has made it so that things are more similar than different. Think about like Saharan blues, and the roots of like the banjo coming from Africa, and how and then the migration of that into America, into Appalachian music, and how close it is to like English and Scottish folk music, and rock and roll is all of that turned up a little bit, and I think that's what we are trying to dig deep into our creative center and bring it to life in an organic way.
When I was just a young boy, my daddy told me, son, staying by the Bible and you never be alone. But I didn't take to schooling from Daddy all the nuns. I hitched across the country with my guitar and my thumbs. From New York, San Diego, and all points in between, gypsies and the jesters made wild company. And the colors of the country show the wealth and poverty. But I never took for granted what it meant to be free.